Oftentimes, vibrators are marketed for their power and strength and for all of the different settings, but what if you're looking for something that's a little less intense in terms of vibration, but will still do the trick? I actually recommend looking for toys that don't look like your average everyday vibrator. This is on the flip side. It is not super powerful right on the first setting, but you have different options with this. You have this side, you have this sides on the ridges right here, you have this textured area right there, so you can do with it what you'd like. Then there's a toy like this. This one's called the Wildflower. It has these two different prongs that can be used on either side of different body parts like nipples, clitorises, shaft of the penis, but it kind of provides this indirect stimulation, so it's not super powerful direct. If you're interested in any of these vibes or more, head on over to 𝙈𝙚𝙧𝙢𝙖.com or send me a message. I don't personally believe that the size of your body is going to determine whether or not you're going to have a pleasurable sex experience. If you have a larger body and your partner also has a larger body and you are trying to make sex more pleasurable for the both of you, here's a couple of tips. Try different positions, right? Does doggy style position work a little better? The one person is on top but facing away from the person who is laying down. Use the edge of the bed, use props, use pillows to sort of lift up hips, use sex toys to help reach more sensitive areas. If you're stressed out, that's going to be the #1 killer of any arousal or desire that you might be feeling. I would recommend possibly going to see a relationship counselor, explore what is stressing you out, and then how to then be able to come back together in relationship with each other to have more pleasurable sexual experiences together. When it comes to having a larger body and having children, that is something that I am not going to answer except to suggest that you speak with someone who works directly with helping people conceive a child, right? There are so many different options out there now. If you're interested in having a biological child, IVF, surrogacy, but also there are certainly plenty of folks with larger bodies who have carried their children themselves, right? But it's going to depend a lot on your individual situation with you and your partner. So I highly recommend going to find someone, a doctor in your area, who can help answer these specific questions about you and your partner. If you identify as a man and you are concerned potentially about the tissue around your chest and whether or not you might get breast cancer, just so you know, about 1% of the breast cancer cases in the US are for folks who identify as men. All right, so it's a relatively low number, but if you're concerned, definitely go see your doctor. Go and let them know what your concerns are. If they make you feel bad, it's time to get another doctor. No doctor should ever make you feel bad about seeking care for your body. All right, the machines, the mammograms, the breast checks that you do, there's no gender marker that delineates who gets to do that for their body. If you're concerned about a specific body part, it's totally fine for you to get checked in those areas. So unfortunately, body confidence is not something that you can just give to somebody. That's something that they're going to have to discover for themselves. And unfortunately, there's a lot of negative messaging when it comes to our body, no matter what kind of body you have. But of course, it is very much skewed against people with larger bodies, fat bodies, the infinite fats. Like, society is just not working in their favor, which is awful, right? One thing that I would recommend if they're interested is to follow accounts, social media accounts of people who try to reduce shame on the body. Some accounts that I recommend are Fat Sex Therapist, Virgie Tovar, and Sonia Renee Taylor, who wrote the book The Body Is Not an Apology. They're wonderful educators, and they talk all about how to honor your body for all of its awesomeness.